Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the letter O. I think it turned out pretty fabulous. It's nice and round. Band wise it's 282 bands, so it's a little heavy, but to get the great shape that's what it took. So we do close this similar to how I've closed the donut and my wreath, so I kind of want to prepare for that. So I want to check ahead to see what I mean by that. So we can get the kind of seamless look in it. And then don't forget to use the different color bands or the multicolor bands, adding little wrap bands and things like that to kind of make it your own and give it a little bit of flair. So we'll get started. It is on one loom, of course. Wrong end towards me, and we're only working on 4 pins. And I will warn you, of course, as you can see from the time of the video, it does take a little bit longer to do it, and it is fairly repetitive, so I apologize for that in advance. I'm going to say a lot of the same things over and over again, but we'll get it made. So we're going to start by making a little X, so 2 bands. And the design grows up, and then it's going to actually grow away from us. So, but 2 bands from the left to the right, and kind of a long stretch, and then 2 bands right on top of that. And we're going to put cap bands on these 2 pins. So 2 bands wrapped around 1 time on both the far pins, like that. Then we're going to take our hook and go in through the cap band on the right side, because that's the band on the bottom. Grab those 2 bottom bands, pull them up, and stretch them back towards themselves. Then do the same thing on the other side. Pull it back. Then we're going to do a row all the way around. 2 bands, I should say everything is double banded unless I say differently, so, but 2 bands. A row all the way around. Then you'll flip the bottom 4. Push those down. Now we're going to start doing the half rows. Our half rows are going to go from on the left, bottom, and right. And it's 2 bands for the entire thing. So 2, 2, and 2, like that. And then when we flip on the half rows, it's only going to be the bottom 2 pins. We won't do anything with the top ones. And we'll flip the bottom 4 on the bottom 2 pins. And then another half row right on top, left, bottom, and right. Again, flip only the bottom 2 pins with the 4 bands. So you see we have a lot of bands here now. There's 8 on the far pins. Then we're going to do a row all the way around with the 2 bands. Like that. And then when we flip the top pins, we're going to flip all 8 bands. So the 4 from the half rows that we did, and then the 4 from the first row. And then the bottom pins will be 4. You do that on both sides. Like that. So now you want to pull up this center portion so that we have a growing up design. It is kind of stuck in there, so be careful as you're pulling it up that you don't pull it off the loom. Just kind of get it up enough so it's not stuck on the pins. Like that. Now we're going to repeat that same process of the 2 half rows in the row. So again, 2 bands starting on the left, bottom and right. Like that. Flip the bottom 2 bands, or bottom 4 bands on the bottom 2 pins. Push it down. Again with the half row, left, bottom and right. Flip the bottom 2 pins. And then we'll do a row all the way around. Like that. Then you'll flip the 8 on the top pin and the 4 on the bottom pin on both sides. Push that down, and again just kind of tug on this and pull it up some more. So again, half rows in the row, so 2 bands, left, bottom, and right. Flip the bottom 2 pins. Another half row, left, bottom, and right. Bottom 2 pins, flip those. And then a row all the way around. And flip the 8 on the top. And 4 on the bottom. And again with the half row. I told you it was repetitive. Sorry. Half row, bottom 4, another half row, bottom 4 on the bottom 2 pins, then a row all the way around, like that, 8 on the top pin, and 4 below. Just keep pulling it up, making sure not to pull your bands off, but. And then again, half row. Bottom 2 pins. Another half row. Bottom 2 pins. then a row all the way around. Then you'll flip the 8 on the top, 4 on the bottom, like that. So now we're at that point. And then if you want to kind of make sure we're, if you pause the video or had to catch up or something, if we start kind of down here, you can see this piece that comes across. If you follow that all the way up to the top, sorry, I'm shaking. You just get to this top point right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So you should have 16 of those little bumps starting right here all the way down until it's coming across at the bottom. So you know you're on track. If not, like if you're at 3 less, I guess, then need one more row, something like that. So one more set of rows of the 2 half rows in the row. So once we're here, we're going to do a row all the way around with 2 bands. Flip the bottom 4. Push that down. Then we're going to do a half row, so 2 bands, left, bottom, and right. And flip the bottom 4 on the bottom 2 pins. Then we're going to do another row all the way around. Like that. So the top pin, we're going to flip over 6, so the 2 from the half row, and the 4 below, and then 4 on the bottom pin. That. Alright, so now we're going to start coming around the other side. So start with going a row all the way around with the 2 bands. And flip the bottom 4 on all the pins. And then we're going to do our 2 half rows. So starting on the left, and bottom and right. Flip the bottom 2 pins. And another half row right on top, 2 bands. Like that. Flip the bottom 4 on the bottom 2 pins. Now we'll do a row all the way around. that. So on the top pin we'll be flipping the 8 again, and the bottom one will be the 4. I'm going to do that on both sides. Like that. So now we'll do the 2 half rows again. So left, bottom and right. Flip the bottom 2 pins. Same thing, half row, left, bottom and right. Flip the bottom 2. Pins, bottom 2 pins. Then we'll do a row all the way around, 2 bands. Like that. So top pins will have the 8, bottom pins will have the 4. Both sides. So then I'll do our half rows again, 2 bands, left, bottom and right. Flip our bottom 4. Another half row right on top. Like that. Flip the bottom 4. And we'll do a row on top of that. 2 bands all the way around. Center 8 on the top. And the 4 on the bottom. Now our half row. Left, bottom and right. Flip the bottom 2 pins. Then again, half row. Left, bottom and right. Flip the bottom pins. Then we'll do a row all the way around, 2 bands. So I know I'm going a little fast doing this, but I'm hoping that because it's so repetitive that you'll kind of get the idea of where we're going. So row all the way around, and flip over the 8 on the top, and the 4 on the bottom. On both sides. So that's where we're at right now. We're coming around the other side, so we'll do our half rows, 2 bands, left, bottom, and right. Flip the bottom 4. Another half row right on top. Like that. Flip the bottom 4. And we'll do a row all the way around with the 2 bands. Like that. 8 on the top one, 4 on the bottom. That. Then we'll do our half row. Like that. Flip the bottom. And then we'll do another half row. Left, bottom, and right. Flip the bottom 4. Like so. So we'll do a row all the way around with the 2 bands. We'll flip the 8 on the top, 4 on the bottom. It's just kind of coming off the side now. Then we're going to do another half row. We're almost done, so hang in there. Half row, left, bottom, and right. Flip the bottom 4. Then we'll do a row all the way around, 2 bands. Like that. You'll flip the bottom 6 on the top pins, and then 4 on the bottom. So once we get to here, you're going to go around and you'll flip the bottom 2 bands all the way around. So it's kind of separated out. Make sure you have the bottom 2. Grab them and put them over the top. And just do that on all 4 pins. Like that. So we just have the 2 bands left on all the pins. And then what we'll do is we're going to close this. And how we're going to close it is you're going to want to have some junk bands to kind of, or not necessarily junk bands, but bands to pull through and tie off the little parts that we're holding off. So what I'm going to do is make a couple of slipknot bands that are 2 bands long. So you can make them on your fingers by just overlapping them, and you kind of grab each side and pull tight into a knot, or you can just put them on your hook. Put one on your hook, pull another one through, put the other one on, and then pull the end that's closest to your hook through the other end. So you can do it that way too. So I'm going to make 4 of them. You can make them longer if you're not kind of 100% confident in the closing, or if you had problems with the other, like the wreath and the donut. So, but now I'm just going to take these. I'm going to stick my hook in through the 2 bands that are left on the pin. Pull up that slipknot band, both ends on the hook. And I'm going to make another slipknot on it. I'm going to do that on all of the pins. Like that. Then once you have it here, just slip off the bands that are on the pins, and you'll be left with this. So what we want to do is line up the 2 ends of our O. And I think it's easiest to kind of start with the kind of right on the edge of where we are. So just kind of put them together and see where it fits. It's not necessarily 100% perfect because of we started with an X and not a 4 circle design, I guess. So, but just kind of line them up. See where you think that they would fit nicely in there with the grooves. So I'm going to go, here are the bumps from before. So I want to come over and just grab a side piece, which is actually part of the cap band from the previous X row. I'm going to take that, stick my hook up through, pull that threading band through on the corresponding side, which is hard to see sometimes because they like twist in, so just take an extra look to see which one's which. So now let's pull this through. And I'll let that hang there for now. Then I'll just kind of go around the O on the outside and do the rest of them. Remember, just kind of look and see where you think that it makes the best connection. Because once we close it up, it really, you shouldn't notice it. If you're kind of in one row and in a different row. Just keep going around. Here's that last cap band. like that. So now I have my threading bands pulled through. It's okay if they kind of pop back up, that's why we made them a little bit longer, but so what I'm going to do is pull my threading band through, take my hook and stick it back through that portion that was on the pin. Like that. And once I have my hook through there, I will take off the slipknot band, which is sometimes easier said than done, because if you've been pulling pretty tight, it just might not want to come off. So I have that one on my hook. I'll go in through the next one over and do the same thing. I think I just made another slip knot. At the risk of saving time, let's use my little hook. Like that. So now I'll do a slip knot with these two on my hook. Then I'll go over to the next one, get that on my hook, take off the slip knot band, then do another slip knot between these two, and then find your last one. Remove the last slip knot. Then do a slip knot with those last two bands. Then you'll take what's left on your hook and you kind of look on the inside here. There's a little space that's open. Just take your hook and kind of find the next little section over. You can take one or two bands, it's up to you. Pull them through everything that's left on your hook. Both ends back on. Make a slip knot. And then you'll want to hide your tail inside. Like that. Then you might have to adjust things, pull things a little bit to get the curve better. Loosen up where we did the slip knots around the outside, because you were pulling pretty tight there, to pull them through the, use the right side of your hook, Ellen. Pull them through to connect them, and then you're pulling pretty tight to do the slip knot too, so. But that's what it looks like. My connection could have been a little bit better, but I'll make it work. There we go. It's better. Voila! An O. O, O, O. So hopefully the closing part wasn't too bad. I know that's probably the hardest part of this, and then just the repetitiveness of the pattern itself and getting everything done. But I hope you were able to make it. And of course, if you make any of these into words, or just you decorate one, I would love to see it on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic, or on my Facebook, which is feelinspiffy. And then of course it would be oh so awesome, oh so, I don't know, oh, it's a hard one to come up with too, on the spot. But it would be oh so awesome if you would subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. And I will definitely have more things for you soon. So thank you very much for watching, and happy looming.